everybody, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Going live again, gonna check right in. It is the 4th of June and the time is 3:42, it looks like, 41, something like that. Tap right in and see what the storyline spirit has for us. Collective energy, please, spirit. Collective energy storyline for the collective, please. Storyline for the collective, please. In the central energy for the collective. We've got the Hermit here. The Hermit. You could be looking inside for those inner connections. Challenged by memories, nostalgia. Coming back to center. In the subconscious, we've got swiftly 8 of Wands. Something's happening very quickly. In the recent past, we've got Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune here. It's a turning point. Intentions and expectations. 5 of Pentacles. We've got a defeat and some insecurity in the near future. Five of Swords, bullies. So it's a word on this card of the 5 of Pentacles is defeat. The word on this 5 of Swords is defeat. There's a loss. Somebody's experiencing a loss. Conflict. The lens is being looked through. Well, that came out and bumped into the reversed. We've got an Ace of Pentacles reversed. Somebody has missed their opportunity. They made a bad investment. In the environment, we've got the 2 of Swords. Somebody could be at a crossroads. You could have your guard up, making difficult decisions. Hopes and fears. We've got the 9 of Swords. Somebody's in a nightmare. This did not work out the way they thought it was going to work out. And the outcome is the Star. A healing, a rejuvenation, renewal. A renewal. We've got the Queen of Swords and the King of Cups. So there's clear boundaries, clear-mindedness regarding this 5 of Swords energy. And we've got the King of Cups. So he's sitting there with compassionate heart. They're working together here with the 3 of Pentacles regarding contracts. And they're working together with the Hierophant. So the clear-mindedness of Divine Feminine, the loving heart of the Divine Masculine, working together regarding contracts with the Hierophant here. It's hard work. Your hard work is disconnecting you from somebody. Somebody is disappointed. You're disconnecting from them. So your hard work and routine, your responsibility is disconnecting you from somebody. You're transitioning, you're moving on, you're in your chariot. Look at that. You're in your boat. You're on that chariot. You're going out of here, and the world, this is a completion of a cycle, and it's leaving the devil in a tower. They are divorced from the high priestess and her wisdom and her connections to Source Divine. Yep. She's protected, and so is this Six of Pentacles wealth regarding a Ten of Cups union here. So the wealth belongs to divine union, and this is a painful ending for that devil. Ten of Swords. So your community is celebrating. The Queen of Cups is here, emotionally stable, and that's a completion of this heavy burden that she has been carrying in all of her many aspects, you know. And there's new love on the horizons here, or it could be that whoever was using love as a escape route or whatever is in an imprisonment, getting bound. King of Wands has overcome this challenge. Yeah. Or the King of Wands is trying to defend their beliefs to the Emperor. Take it as it resonates. They're like, wait, I'm a sexy man or whatever. I don't know. But the Emperor is not having it. Or maybe he is. Take it as it resonates. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Justice. Justice. It's upside. What the heck? Do I have a bunch of cards in here reversed? No. Justice. So the Hermit here. Introspection, checking stuff out. And then we've got the Four of Wands. So the Hermit's here shining a light on this community, on marriage, on home, on the foundation. Memories, nostalgia here, very challenging memories. And we've got the Six of Pentacles here. Nostalgia. So it's like you're giving generously depending on the history. You're shining the light on the history, the deeds of others. The divine stated that the need for vengeance is in the history, as well as probably the need for reward. So there is a light being shined on what? Responsible marriages, connections, and rewards are being metered out as to the history of it. We've got something happening very quickly with the Eight of Wands. The Sun, all is well. There's a rebirth. So there's a swift change, a rebirth here. The Wheel of Fortune has recently turned in the recent past. And we've got the Fool here, so there's new beginning. Somebody is in a Five of Pentacles energy. They're under judgment. Somebody's been defeated. They're under judgment. We've got the Five of Swords here. Conflict, upheaval, defeat, trying to win at all costs, theft, abusive relationships, being sneaky, and they're in fear here with the Moon card. A bully or bullies. Take it as it resonates. Ace of Pentacles reversed. They lacked planning and foresight. They made a bad investment. And we've got the Tower in the reverse. They're suffering a collapse. Everything's collapsing around them. They're trying to delay it. They got a fear of change. Two of Swords here. There's some difficult decisions to be made. Yeah, 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords in the environment, trauma and despair. And then we've got 9 of Swords in the hopes and fears too, trauma and despair. Double whammy. You're in a nightmare because you're shining your light on the history. And we've got a team here. You could be this. There might be a team here that's in a nightmare. People who collaborated against you, or maybe somebody's in a nightmare because of your collaborations. We'll just get some more clarification. We've got the Star here and the Sun. So very quickly, there's a rebirth with the Sun, and the outgoing energy is renewal. The Star shining a light. Somebody is exhausted. They're giving up. You're rejuvenated. Somebody's giving up. Their confidence is destroyed. They're trying to think fast. They're trying to get out of Dodge. A few days ago, I heard somebody say, head for the woods, go to the woods or whatever. Justice is being delivered based on the Ace of Swords. So the truth is out and the law of cause and effect is in order. Whatever was done in the past is the inheritance here. The intentions are the gift. King of Wands is here with the regarding the 10 of Pentacles. And we got the releasing the baggage. Moving on. Again, disconnecting, reevaluating. Somebody is disconnected. They're reevaluating. And the 9 of Wands. Your resilience has brought you opportunities, and you're in this look at this. You've got Temperance, the Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. Balanced, harmonious, big old love cup between these lovers here. Lots of love. So love union, and there's a passionate love union based on the Ace of Cups love and the Temperance energy, balanced. It's not going to be messed up. You're making plans for the future here. And we've got the Queen of Swords with her sword raised. And the Wheel of Fortune again. For this King of Pentacles, could be divine masculine, the wealth, regarding divine love here. There could be a wealth of love, you know. All kinds of wealth is coming forward. Somebody's in regret. Somebody's in regret here over your new love, your new marriage connection. Yeah, based on the history, it's like, you know, if people were loyal, if people were abandoned and then lied about, you know, that's what it was going on a lot of times for a lot of folks. They would get with somebody, you know, being told, ooh, I love you. And then they would, you know, once they got it, once they got the prize, they would bail and then spread rumors, you know, about the person, you know, about not being fit. You know, I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of things said about my body, about my attitude, you know, about whatever. There's always something insufficient and a good reason why somebody just decided to gaslight and love bomb and then take off like a hoser, right? Take off, you hoser. So there is the Hermit here shining a light on marriages. We've got forgiveness here. Getting over the past. So nostalgia, the history, whatever was done in the history is what is being given now, is what is being received now. Secrets. Somebody's lying, somebody's keeping secrets. Very quickly, there's a rebirth, a new beginning with the sun here. We've got mend the connection in the reverse. Somebody's not getting their connection mended. The Wheel of Fortune is here. We've got the new beginning. And we've got gossip. People are talking about it. Five of Pentacles and Judgment. It's a new phase. Soul contract. Somebody's under judgment for how they treated soul contracts. They're losing everything. Five of Swords here. There could be a defeat, or whoever was trying to steal from you and abuse you in relationship or whatever, trying to make it appear as though there was something wrong with you. Now they don't know what to do. They're in the Moon card. They're indecisive. They don't know what to do about it. They lost their opportunity for this Ace of Pentacles. They're afraid of change. They might be suffering. Things are collapsing. They're in a stormy time. They're feeling your absence. You held it together. Now you're not there. They've got some difficult decisions to make. They're in a nightmare. They can't sleep. The way you love can never be matched. You're irreplaceable, and they've lost you. Nine of Swords, nightmare and insomnia. Yeah, they're not sleeping. There could be a whole team that's not sleeping, reminiscing about the inside jokes, what they've done to you. The Star is revitalized and rejuvenated, and somebody's giving up. Okay. Somebody's giving up. We've got escape in the reverse. They're not able to escape it. They're overwhelmed. They can't escape this overwhelm. Daydreaming. Longing for you, and it's too late to take any action for this reflection. So there's a doppelganger daydreaming of being you. It's too late for them to take any action. They're unsatisfied with the way this happened. They're feeling broken and shattered. This is an unexpected outcome. They thought for sure that they would be able to, you know, take your place. They've got habitual patterns that they'll never change. They've been found guilty. They're feeling pain from the damages that they have caused. Holding back, unfinished business. They don't have any roots or flowers on that vine there, and they're trying to hide that. You have an understanding of their side of the story, their commitment to the shadow side. Prideful, egotistical people are being disconnected from those who never gave up hope for a lasting, you know, faithful union. They cannot separate you. Those who are lying about you, trying to sabotage you, those who did not appreciate the beauty that you brought to the table, they cannot separate you from love or from each other. Whoever it is that you're destined to be with, this third party cannot separate you. And now they're running away. They're running away. They're running away from their destiny of neglect now. That's what they got coming to them, and they're confused. They can't get into your space with any of this passion energy, and they're feeling damages and are in regret for trying to F their way into your future. This is a new chapter based in truth. Well, let's get some of these out here. We got some stuff going on. Let's see what these say. Energy, please, Spirit, collective energy. So you're shining a light on the homecoming. It's like in this homecoming, you know, whoever is destined to come together are being looked at very carefully before what they get to come into the kingdom or whatever. There's forgiveness here. Whoa. Okay, come on now. That's a lot of cards. We do have paranoia. Somebody's paranoid and nervous because they were being irresponsible. They want forgiveness here. Keep throwing cards around. We got egotistical, love addict. They're addicted to your energy. They're addicted to your love. And they want it all. They want it all. They don't want just one. They want all of it. Closed off, but your heart is closed off. So they want forgiveness. You're trying to get over the past. You're still struggling to get over the past. Your heart is shut down emotionally. You're not gonna, to avoid getting hurt. So yeah, and then we've got down here mend the connection in the reverse. There's history here, and everybody's getting what they deserve with the Six of Pentacles here. There's secrets. I haven't told you everything yet. You've closed your heart off. And forgiveness, is there another word for forgiveness, is release. You could have released something or someone. You've shut down emotionally to these people who were trying to Five of Swords you. Copycat. A copycat. So there's a copycat here that's still trying to get one over on the situation. That's why the Hermit's here shining a light on them regarding this marriage, regarding this homecoming. They're going to try to sneak their way silently into the gate. There's a gatekeeper. And they want to imitate you and, you know, do the act, you know, the angel act or whatever to get into your territory or wherever it is you're going. You've got the Eight of Wands, so this is going to happen really quickly. We have a rebirth, a return to the sun. You're not going to mend your connection with these copycats that were trying to hurt you. Your heart is closed off to them. They're just sneaky. And you know it. So, yeah, they're deceptive. You are sensitive to their deception, and you're not going to mend the connection with them, the copycat, you know, because they're just here to cause drama and trauma. The wheel has turned. You've got a new beginning here. People are gossiping. People are gossiping, turning a blind eye, withdrawing. Somebody's withdrawn and turning a blind eye. Like nobody's turns a blind eye to avoid uncomfortable truths or experiences, withdrawn, trying to avoid social interaction as much as possible due to social anxiety or pressure. So people are talking, you know, about this person who's trying to hide now. They're trying to hide from this situation. They're in a Five of Pentacles energy, under judgment for how they handled their soul contracts. Or a soul contract. Take it as it resonates. Self-sabotage. They sabotage themselves trying to sabotage you. They did things that blocked their success. They were trying to block your success, but in the process, they prevented their own self from accomplishing their goals by trying to destroy a beautiful soul contract. They've been defeated here. Five of Swords, conflict, trying to win at all costs. Well, they didn't do it with love. They tried to steal, bully you. They're in the moon energy. They don't know what to do. Indecisive. Body shame. Criticize, mock, make negative judgments about another's appearance. So they got with you and then body shamed you. Tried to tear your heart out. Make you feel like you were completely ugly and unworthy. What a jerk. Deceptive. Yeah, they had this, they had this girly here. Deceptive. Jerkette. They're withdrawn. So you got a masculine here withdrawn, doesn't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to see anybody. They're in the Five of Pentacles under judgment for how they sabotaged soul contracts, and they're a deceptive person here who was body shaming you. They don't, yeah, there's some stuff here. They lost their opportunity for Ace of Pentacles. Everything's collapsing. They're in a disaster. They're feeling your absence. Overly critical. They criticize others by pointing out their weaknesses and offering solutions to non-existent problems. Well, you're fat. I just care about your health and well-being. You know, if you do this and that, then, you know, maybe your appearance in this little mirror will look better. They're feeling your absence. They could be overly critical of themselves right now. We've got the Two of Swords here. They got to make some difficult decisions. They're in a Nine of Swords energy. They can't sleep. They're having nightmares over your irreplaceable love. They can't replace you. They were playing with you. This soul contract that they had, but they were playing with you, joking around with their deceptive, insensitive, body shaming, karmic girlfriend or whatever. And now they're in victim mentality. Woe is me. I abused somebody whose love is irreplaceable and cannot be matched. And so they walked away from me. And now I'm a victim, right? Now they're feeling really sorry for themselves. Twice. They got a Nine of Swords up here too. And it could be that everybody that they worked with is remembering what they did. All of the inside jokes. How fun it was to body shame you. To lie about you. Your heart is closed off. This copycat, who this person was trying to replace you with. All they had to do was get that soul contract and take you out, but you refused to stop. Projection. Reminiscing about the inside jokes about their projection. They were projecting all of their emotional triggers onto you, all of their weaknesses, and all of their disgusting secret energetic attacks. They were projecting their own mental state and traits onto others. These traits that the others do not possess in order to feel good about themselves. They're reminiscing about it. Now they're feeling really bad and they're feeling your absence. They're being overly critical with themselves because everything that they had been projecting onto you is now back on its rightful owner. It's like, this is your projection. It doesn't belong to me or to the collective. That's their own personality and it belongs to them. The star is here shining brightly, rejuvenated, revitalized, and now their confidence is destroyed and they can't escape it. They're exhausted. They're exhausted. They don't have your energy, star. It could be that you're being overly protective of your own stuff, of your own look. And we've got overly dramatic in the reverse. This says, do you cause drama to elicit empathy from others in order to mask the real issue? They're not able to escape. They're not able to exaggerate the experience or their feelings to appear as a victim. Nobody's buying it. Possessive. They're a possessive, nosy suck-up. So they want what you have. And they're nosy, and now they're paranoid. And look, we've got overly critical and self-critical regarding toxic relationships. They know what they did, and they know what they tried on you. They're being very scattered in the mental body. They're being very stubborn. They want to apologize only because they're obsessive over you. They have an unhealthy attachment to you, so they want to apologize. But this is somebody who tried to destroy you and replace you with a copycat. A spiteful, jealous hoarder who's mate poaching. They wanted your mate. This copycat. They're still here being deceptive and lying. They have an inferiority complex, and the only way, and they're claiming that you are the copycat, but this is an imposter syndrome. This is something that they do. They're very superficial, and they poach other people's mates to escape their own lack. People are talking about it. People are talking about it. They want forgiveness and you have closed your heart down. It's like they killed the empathy in you. Now, I don't know about you, but it's like, you know, in the astral, you know, they do these sacrifices in the astral where they're always stabbing people in the freaking heart and claiming their spiritual inheritance, and or they're using magic and getting them all in the passion energy to sign some marriage contract that they will never ever ever bring to life or light in the 3D scene world. It's all for stuff. And so that's the game that these ones decided to play. They took a gamble with you. But here you are shining a light on marriages and home and community. Somebody wants forgiveness, but your heart has shut down to those who are just another notch in the headboard, babes. Nope, you are closed off. You are shutting it down. Nope, there's no more love for this. Because it's not love. You have come to realize that those, the hoe bags, that they're not love. They're just F bunnies, you know? F buddies for profit. So there's a history here, and there is a giving and a receiving of what is coming to everybody. There's secrets here, so somebody's challenged by their secrets. They haven't told you everything. There's a copycat. And the dark side. This copycat is in the dark side. It's a secret copycat. Somebody is secretly a copycat. You're shining a light on those who are secretly a copycat. You're shining a light on it and you're closing it off. You know that they're just another notch in the headboard. You're shutting that down. Shutting it down. Somebody is a gatekeeper, and this curator, he was instructed to walk softly or walk silently. So they're shutting down their telepathy, trying to act like they're innocent so they can get through the gate. But they're a really good actress. Very swiftly, there is a rebirth. You're not mending the connection with those who are just another notch in the headboard. They're a sensitive and deceptive person. You're not fixing the connection. They have an empty vessel. They don't offer anything except deception. You're very sensitive to it. You see it. You see who is deceptive. You're not going to fix that connection. You see who they are here with the Hermit card. You're shining a light on it. You're the Sun card here, shining a light on it. This deceptive woman is a woman on the card, so do what you need to do with the genders. But the truth is that they are an empty vessel. They could be an Agent Smith host. Take it as it resonates. The wheel is turning here. You got a new beginning with the Fool. People are talking about this fellow who has withdrawn from society, whatever. He's turning a blind eye, or people are turning a blind eye to them. They don't want to admit that things are messed up. Look, they lost. They've withdrawn. They've ceded. They have lost the fight. They've withdrawn. They're in a Five of Pentacles energy, and they're under judgment for what they have done to soul contracts. They sabotaged themselves. They did things that blocked their success. And everything that you no longer need is falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. They sabotaged themselves with this soul contract. And everything is falling apart. Everything's in ruins. Five of Swords, you know, there's like a defeat. They were trying to win at all costs, and now they're in the Moon energy with fear. They don't know what to do. They criticized, mocked, and made negative judgments about another's appearance. And we've got tired. You're emotionally exhausted from dealing with everything, and you deserve a break now. You deserve a break from these people. These deceptive, body-shaming people who just project their own triggers and traumas and lack of self-worth onto others, you know, and then mess with their mind until, you know, they believe that it's them. This is that negative programming that keeps flowing through the mind. Oh, I'm ugly. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. You know, it's the same rhetoric that's the rote. It's like a program, a software program that keeps running through the mind, and it's getting cleared up now. The sky belongs to the sun, so the sky, which is the crown, the head, and everything beyond that belongs to the sun. So any interferences that they're trying to put into the mental body are going away. You're leaving. They lost their opportunity for an Ace of Pentacles. They got a fear of change, but there is suffering. Everything's collapsing. They're really feeling your absence. They're being overly critical with themselves, or you're leaving these ones. Or maybe they're being overly critical about your leaving. Take it as it resonates. But you have taken it as far as you can take it. You deserve a break, and you're out of here. Two of Swords. So they got to make some decisions. They could be at a crossroads. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, nightmares, fear, the Moon, fear. Nine of Swords is out here twice. The way that you love can never be matched. You're irreplaceable, and they're in a victim mentality. They're feeling like a victim because you refused to fall into that rabbit hole that they wanted to bury you in. You've escaped. They were trying to use love as an escape. They were trying to use you as an escape. All they had to do is make you miserable enough and make you stay in the South Node, so that they and their little friend here, that they were projecting their own personality traits onto you, and you escaped it. Now they want to escape. They're in victim mentality because you escaped. Nine of Swords, victim mentality, nightmares, insomnia, trauma, and despair. A whole team is reminiscing about what they did. They were all projecting onto you. All of them were projecting onto you what, their orgy magic or whatever. I don't know. Things are in pieces, and it's very, very rocky for them right now. All of their projections are back on them. That was their personality traits, and it's all back on them. They're being overly critical of themselves right now because you're not there to process their dark, slimy energy. You're the star. You're out here bling, and their confidence is destroyed. They cannot escape. They cannot escape, and they cannot exaggerate the experience to appear as a victim to others. Nobody sees them as a victim. They know what they did, and they're grieving that it didn't work out the way they had planned. It's like there are some people that said, you know, you've got those who do good, and then you've got those who do bad, and it's at the end of the spectrum. Like, those who do bad enough can get into heaven. Those who do good enough can get into heaven. But apparently it doesn't work out like that. They're tangled up in this web. They can't free themselves from it, and they're going under. They're drowning in this mess of their own personality. This self-sabotaging. They tried to make it stick to you. They tried to project all their nastiness onto you. A whole group, at least three, a Three of Pentacles, was doing that to you, projecting onto you. So they were not willing to settle down or be responsible, and everything that they built on your suffering is crumbling. It's coming back to them. They're having anxiety about all of the lies that they told, and they were tempted by the snake. They have to face it. The truth has set you free. You have been hurt before. It's hard for you to trust. They neglected you. They broke every promise that they ever made to you, trying to get you into, try to swap destinies, get you burned. I don't know. Something's going to be, purified by fire, and they were hoping that it would be you, but instead their own projections are back on them because that's their personality. It's not yours. They're looking for an exit plan. They got a long road ahead of them before they get what they want, which means they're in this Five of Pentacles poverty. They're reaching out, trying to connect, but love is eluding them. They're in this all alone. They're feeling childish. Or maybe this childish person is feeling like they're alone. They're in victim mentality here, crushed emotionally by this crazy drama that they drummed up. They're struggling because you're not supporting them anymore, and you're being fierce about it. It's like, get your energy away from me. And, you know, you've got protection there. The lion, you know, is a protection. Whether it be you or somebody that you are connected with here. these days. The Hermit here, shining a light on marriages. There is forgiveness or a release. To those, just another notch in the headboard people, your heart is closed off to them. Or those whose heart is closed off, those who are just another notch on the headboard, you're forgiving them. You're releasing them. Shining a light on it and releasing them. We've got Scholar in the reverse. So that was bad teachings. Bad teachings. You're releasing that. Freaking somebody taught them to do this. There is a history here, and there is a giving and receiving. We've got a secret copycat in the dark side receiving a message. Receiving a message. Very swiftly, there is a rebirth. You're not going to mend the connection with these people. You're very sensitive. Very sensitive. Very sensitive to the deception of empty vessels. You can pick up on the dishonesty. A priest, a deceptive, empty vessel priest who behaves in a dishonest way. It's a priest behaving in a dishonest way in order to promote themselves. The Wheel of Fortune has turned. You've got a new beginning here with the Fool. People are gossiping. Whoever this masculine is, they have withdrawn. They're refusing to look at it. We got turns a blind eye. They're avoiding the uncomfortable truth. They have lost. The enemy has lost. People are talking about it. Five of Pentacles. Loss. They're under judgment for the way they handled this soul contract or soul contracts. Singular or multiple, take it as it resonates. They self-sabotage themselves, and everything they built on your suffering is falling away. House. Their house is in ruins. They sabotaged their soul contract with you. They tried to destroy you and take your house, your body, your vessel, and give it to this copycat who is part of the dark side. And it didn't work out. It didn't work out. They're a thief. The thief is getting a letter. They're getting a letter. There is misfortune for all of the lies, for all of the falsehoods that they told about you in this soul contract. They really... Five of Swords here, upheaval. They're sick about your love. So they've been defeated here. They're in the moon energy. This bully has been defeated. They're having fear and anxiety. It could be that somebody is getting body shamed, or somebody is being body shamed now that they've lost you. They don't know what to do. They're very tired. Or it could be that they don't know what to do because you're emotionally exhausted and you're shutting down and you deserve a break now and you know it. They're sick. They're sick over your love. They're sick because you deserve a break now and you're getting love. Or you are love. You were the love that was holding it together, and they thought they were going to be able to trap it in all of your wealth and give it to this copycat and live a happy life while you suffered continuously. Emotionally exhausted and tired. Star, they wanted to drain you of your vital force forever. Apparently stars go for a healthy sum. Millions of dollars. They can live forever on the vitality of a star. And now they're tired because you deserve a break. You're taking your love. You are love. Look, prison. They lost their opportunity for an Ace of Pentacles. It's in the reverse. They're suffering. Everything is collapsing. They're really feeling your absence. And they're being overly critical here. criticizing others because of a perceived personal weakness. Yeah, so they body shame people, they're overly critical of people, and you left. You're like, okay, fine. You don't like me, so I'm out of here. So you left, leaving. You're leaving, and they're stuck in prison. They're stuck in their own thoughts. They could be really kicking themselves in the fanny for what they did. They had everything with you, and they tried to give it to somebody else while hurting you, and so you took your stuff and you left. Now they got difficult decisions to make with the Two of Swords. They could be stuck at a crossroads at prison. They could be stuck at a crossroads in prison. I don't know what's at the crossroads, but they've got the Two of Swords here. Stalemate, stagnation, nightmares, insomnia. The way you love, you're irreplaceable. They cannot replace you. They wanted to replace you with this copycat, but the only way they could have fun with that is if they were able to trap your star energy and then siphon it for eternity and have a wonderful life. They cannot replace you. They're in victim mentality. You have escaped, and you've got your money here too. So you've escaped, and you've got your money. You and your money have escaped. They're in victim mentality. Hopes and fears, Nine of Swords, trauma and despair. There's a whole group that collaborated against you, reminiscing about the inside jokes, how fun it was to project their own insecurities and their own lies and bad behaviors onto you. Everything's in pieces right now. Life is very hard. They're reminiscing about how fun it was to project onto you and make your life hard. To always leave you picking up the pieces. Every time you would get a happy moment, they would destroy it for you. And now they're just, oh, and they got the merchant here. They owe the merchant. They made deals with the merchant, but they weren't able to trap the star. The star has healed and rejuvenated, and so now they are exhausted. They got to give up. They can't escape. Nobody sees them as a victim. They're grieving because it didn't work out the way that they thought it would. Why? Because they went after a sweetheart. They went after a sweetheart. Somebody who loved genuinely, and they tried to destroy a sweetheart and sell her to the merchant. This star energy. They owe the merchant. These pleasure seekers are sick about it. You have a friend, a faithful friend, and a wedding here. So you were a faithful friend. They had a contract with you, and they decided to try to destroy you, a sweetheart, and give your stuff to this dark side copycat. They thought that was the way. They thought they had everything. Everything they had was because of this sweetheart, and who is love. And love is tired and deserves a break. They don't know what to do. They're sick. They're sick. They've been disconnected from your love and from your star energy. You're a sweetheart, and your heart is closed off. You're like, you know what? I'm done. I can see who you are and what you got going on. These ones are in despair. They're hopeful, or they're your hope. The fact that you never gave it up has them in despair. There's a surprise coming up from the waters, it looks like. These egotistical ones are surprised. Maybe they're surprised. They can't get out of their head, out of their thought process. Why? You got a lover here. Somebody you're connected to is a soldier, and there is a congratulations. I heard several months ago, congratulations, Commander. So there is a soldier here who is a lover. You're in a connection here. It could be in the spiritual realm, but there is a congratulations going on. There's a journey and a reunion. You might be going on a journey soon. You've got a new contract. These ones, you're waiting for it. There could be an old woman who is a servant or who will become an indentured servant. Take it as it resonates. Yeah. So there's happy service. You are happy. You're happy to be of service to people. You share your fortune with people, whatever that is, knowledge, wealth, support. This is over. Oh my gosh. The Lord has the gift. And somebody's praying. They need consolation because this is over. There's death. The Lord has the gift, and that means that those who are playing games with you, sweetheart, are suffering a death. It's over for them. They no longer have possession of the gift, which is you, star, revitalizing energy. Everything you touch turns to gold. Yeah, and I heard that the other day. We have the gift. So the Lord and team have the gift. Or the master creator, the one who, and you know, this curator was saying that his father taught him everything. Not the curator, but the one that has been standing firm against this curator and their team. Whoever this Lord is on, being discussed about that card is the master. He's the master. There was somebody, a woman, upset many months ago. He can get in everybody's head. I didn't have any pity for that because they had all been in my head for years, decades, you know, harassing me, calling me every foul name in the book, manipulating my nervous system and trying to energetically make me crash out. And I was like, well, it's about time that somebody you don't like is in your head. I mean, boy, I'm supposed to have pity on her because somebody is in her head after she has been violating me for over 2 decades? No. The hand of God comes down and gives you mercy, or maybe they need mercy now. This was a bad teaching. Your heart is closed off to it, and it could be that the Divines is as well. Just another notch in the headboard. Heart is closed off. No. Bad teachings. Your forgiveness. You're releasing it. You're letting it go. And the Divine is reaching down, lifting you out of this mess. There is a history and a giving and a receiving. Whatever people deserve is what they're going to get. We've got secrets here. There's a secret message. This copycat in the dark side is getting... There's justice being delivered to this copycat. They could be in the dark side, on the dark side, receiving justice for what they've done here. Very swiftly, we've got the Sun. A rebirth, all is well. You're not mending the connection with just another notch in the headboard deceivers of the dark. You're very sensitive to it. You can pick it up very quickly. These deceptive empty vessels. And we've got priest here, a bully priest. A deceptive bully priest, empty vessel. The wheel has turned. You've got the Fool card, a new beginning. People are gossiping about this masculine who is withdrawn. He's withdrawn, he's hiding. He doesn't want to face the truth. He doesn't want to, he's avoiding uncomfortable realities and experiences. The enemy has lost. People are talking about it. People are talking about it, you know, a whole network of people, a whole team of people is talking about it. It could be that there's all the enemies or all of the connections of this enemy are talking about this loss. They could all be. Maybe they're all talking about your friends, your network. The hand of God is coming down and offering you mercy. They're in a 5 of Pentacles energy here. There is a rebirth or a judgment. Take it as it resonates. They self-sabotaged. They destroyed their soul contract. They wanted your house. Their house is in ruins. Everything that you no longer need is falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. These ones are confused. They're worried. They've got somebody sitting on each shoulder. They could be getting conflicting information. Like whatever downloads they're getting, they've got them, they're hesitating. They don't know what to do. Like they don't know who to trust, what to do. This was a bad teaching. We've got scholar in the reverse. It didn't work out. Five of Swords, defeat. They're in the moon energy. We got body shames. They're being overly criticized, mocked, or maybe they did that to you. They're in fear and anxiety about trying to break your heart, shatter your soul, make you feel as though you had no value and that you're just so ugly and nobody would ever want you. They don't know what to do now. They're sick about it because you're a being of love and you're exhausted, emotionally exhausted from them body shaming you and trying to tear apart your own perception of your self-worth. You're a being of love, a beautiful, innocent, pure, loving being. And you deserve a break from this. You're a star, a sweetheart. These ones fell into a trap. They're sick. They fell into a trap. You're a being of love. You're emotionally exhausted from dealing with these people, and you deserve a break. They fell into a trap. They're getting separated from you. Ace of Pentacles reversed. They lost their opportunity. They're suffering a collapse. They're feeling your absence. They are criticizing others. They criticized you, pointed out your weaknesses and your and offered you solutions to problems that did not exist. They were trying to create an idea of a weakness, like body shaming you, trying to crush your self-worth, your value. They wanted you to think that you were worthless and you were the most valuable presence in their life. You can't be replaced. You're leaving. You're leaving it behind and they're in prison. You're leaving this prison. It could be that this truly is a prison where people like this try to trap souls, gain soul contracts, and then try to trap them. You're leaving the prison, or you're leaving and they are stuck in the prison. Take it as it resonates. They're trapped. They're in a trap. And they're stubborn. They've got that frequency going through their head. They don't want to hear it. They're hesitating. They're confused. It's like whatever. You got these two people sitting on each shoulder trying to talk to them. They're confused. They don't know who to believe, what to do. This was bad teachings. Like whatever they thought this was, you know, they thought it was scholarly. They thought it was, you know, intelligent or whatever, and it just wasn't. They're stubborn about it. They're very arrogant. They're going to prison. They are in prison. You leaving them leaves them in a prison. You cannot be replaced. Like they tried to trap you rather than love you for who you are and just rest easy in what you were offering their life. They decided to try to destroy you and give what you are to this dark side copycat. It's like a lower vibrational energy. They wanted to harvest your light and your love. But you self-healed with your own love. You're emotionally exhausted and deserve a break from this intentional projection meant to shatter you. Profession. Expertise. Omniscience. It could be that you have developed many skills in this this fight to remain low. You've escaped it and you've taken your money with you. They're in victim mentality. You've learned a lot about who they are, what they do, and now you can teach others, or at least share with them your experiences and what you did to overcome them, and perhaps it will help them too. So it could be that you have a new profession here, saving. So in the hopes and fears, we've got the Nine of Swords, nightmare. This team of people with the Three of Pentacles is reminiscing about the inside jokes, how fun it was to project their own foulness onto you, making your life rocky, having you always pick up the pieces. They owe this merchant. They owe this merchant. We've got saving. They may need saving from this merchant. Whoever this is, you know, the merchant, they could have gotten some money because there's money here. They could have spent their savings, collected a bunch of money from the merchant. They owe this merchant. It's time. We've got alliances. Your alliances are here regarding time for the high value people, and they're being stopped. So the mental disturbance, sky belongs to the sun, and those mental disturbances are being stopped. They can no longer play with your the intellectual property of eternal love and their commitment. They can't break the bond. They can't curse the land. They can't curse the teachings or the knowledge that you have gained by going through this. And now, look, you care. You care about the children. You care about each other. And you care about yourself. And you can tell by the way that you healed yourself, by the way that you treat yourself, whether or not you like yourself, you know. Maybe you're just very, very comfortable. Maybe you treat your inner divine to some goodness once in a while. Look, these people are being separated from the sweetheart. They're grieving. It didn't work out the way they had planned. Nobody believes they're a victim. You're a sweetheart, and they're being separated from you and dominated. Could be being dominated by your alliances. They've suffered a defeat. You're a sweetheart, irreplaceable sweetheart. Death. Death. Coming from your alliances. Your alliances, it's a scheduled time. This is ending. Whether it be a literal death or just it's a bifurcation or a trifurcation of timelines, take it as it resonates. This is over. You are high value. And their attempt to mentally disturb you and drive you into failure is over. You're a high value person, and they can't do this to you anymore. You're coming into eternal love commitment, and you got a mega project here, real estate, you've got a business, and you've got your mate here. Eternal love. You're gonna offer your experiences to others and what you did to strengthen your internal love cup. You're very tired from this emotional abuse, physical abuse. These ones are being rejected. They're going through withdrawals. They're addicted to your energy. And now they're overwhelmed. They have agreements that they made with this merchant. They owe this merchant money. They made a deal. And now they're getting ready for a nightmare because evidence is there of everything they did. Whatever this is, this evidence is giving them a nightmare. While you're going on an adventure, you're calm, you have inner peace, your mind is settled. So in your mind, in your imagination, you are at peace. King or queen of that mountain there, going on an adventure, exploring. These ones were stealing the intellectual property of society by playing with their minds, and they were projecting their own dark side onto people and having them live through experiences and traits, personal traits that didn't belong to them. They were running it through the mind so much. And you're a biocomputer. You are an original Homo sapiens human being. And these ones know how to mess with the mind. They're bad teachings, dark side bad teachings. You're being protected from this now. And now they're protesting because they can no longer spy on families. They can't go in and say, ooh, let's go give them nasty dreams, and then we'll show up as a Jezebel or a gigolo and draw them away from their family, and then leave those children in a broken home and make them so that when they grow up, they'll be damaged and they'll never be a competition for us because we'll never let them know what we're doing to their mind, right? They're protesting now. They did magic on families, making them sick so that they could have a party on their happiness. Stealing their love, stealing their stuff. But you are stable in your mind. You are okay, and you're a good, kind, moral human, and you've earned a lot of merit in this. These ones are stressed out about your vital force, about your new family tree. You have a new family tree here. That soul contract, they sabotage their own dang self. It's in ruins. They ruined themselves by trying to ruin you. They destroyed their opportunity by trying to destroy the gift. Long time ago, when this all went down, I heard a younger one say that they could have given us everything. Yes, they could have. And they did. Shining a light on marriages, on those coming home. Whoever is coming home, you're looking at them very clearly to make sure that this is not a copycat who is dwelling in the dark side. Just another notch in the headboard, filly or full. Take it as it resonates. Those whose hearts are closed off. You're looking at that. You know, I had a magnificent energy. It was wonderful. All of the chakras now should be open. Like any blockages or any of that kind of stuff should be off by now. Those intentional projections that were meant to keep you stagnated, those should be released. Look, somebody is triggered. Closed off heart, just another notch in the headboard. They got dark scholarly information. The Most High is reaching down and showing you mercy and kindness and pulling you right out of this, and somebody is freaking triggered. You have forgiven it, meaning you have, or maybe you've gotten forgiveness. Whatever this is, you've got aid, and they are mad. They are mad. They didn't believe in God, many of these people. They thought that they were. You know, that their information and their knowledge made them the cream of the crop, while they went ahead and hurt people who didn't know anything about anything. They felt that they were superior, you know. But if you give the ones that they were attacking the same tools and knowledge that they were using against them, the star would win every time. The star, the sun would win every time. Why? Because the star and the sun have that darkness in them too. They walked through the valley. They were put there on purpose. They had to walk the walk of shame and blame. These projected terrible things that never belonged to them. These sins, these so-called sins, they never belonged to them. And they were made to do things that they would never have done. Look, we've got love bombing and gaslighting in the reverse. They can't love bomb or gaslight you. You've got history here. There's a giving and a receiving. There's secrets. There's a secret message, or somebody was keeping secrets and the messenger has told the secrets. On this dark side copycat, justice is being served. They cannot love bomb or gaslight anybody anymore. They're triggered. They can't do it. Very swiftly, there is a rebirth. You're very sensitive to whoever these people are. They can't love bomb and gaslight you. You're very, very sensitive, and you're not going to fix that connection. Nope, nope, nope. The person is an empty vessel, and they're very deceptive. This is a priest or somebody that is related to or tied in with a priest who is a bully, a big bully. They tried to embarrass you. They probably did that over and over and over again, body shaming you, calling you, you know, all these vile names, trying to run rote, R-O-T-E, programming through your biofield, your bio, like your highways, your mental highways. You know, you've got all these little paths going in your brain, thoughts that have been visited over and over and over again. And the more times that you think a thought, the wider the pathway and the easier the flow is. So these people were repeating and repeating and repeating horrible things, like, you know, speaking prostitution over your life or something like that. Many horrible things. Body shaming you, trying to make you feel like you're, you know, too heavy, you know, that, you know, you're too this or you're too that, you're not enough, you're too much of this, you know, trying to like totally mess you up. And you're emotionally exhausted by this. A bully priest, you know, and I went out to the woods one day to woodwork with my father, you know, and typically when I go out to the forest, I'm very, very happy because it pulls all of the tension and all of the negativity of the city off of me. And this one day I went out there and it was all day, there was a stream of a horrible negative thought. And I'm like, what is this? Why is this? And it was all day long. while I was splitting wood. And then I came home that evening and I'm sitting in front of the fire and I heard rebuke. And I'm like, wow, is this what a freaking exorcism looks like? First you put all this, you project all this crap into somebody's mind, and then you try to rebuke them when those thoughts and that energy doesn't even belong to them. It's the weirdest thing, man. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we can just do that. We'll just take that and say, go ahead and get F, because you know what? Everybody knows that you take care of yourself, that you love yourself, that you treat your inner divine with respect and compassion, because you know that your inner divine is a freaking unicorn, and these ones were trauma bonding with you. They were trying to trauma bond, and maybe they did. You know, when somebody does that to your mental body for decades, that's what happens. And now you're an influencer here, talking about the shadows, the cult leaders. Oh, they're mad. They want to get this contained. Your enemy has lost a whole network of people, a team that collaborated to project all this nastiness onto you, all this worthlessness onto you. A being of love, a sweetheart, a star, a being of love. And we've got a sun here too, that has this deceptive little empty vessel hoe bag trying to get all up in his stuff. Crazy. The Wheel of Fortune has turned. You've got a new beginning here. Who this person is that lost, you know, they want to avoid this at all. They're blind eye, not acknowledging it all. They're avoiding the public. They got social anxiety. Everybody's gossiping about them and what they did and how they have lost. They've made themselves your enemy. A sweetheart star who cannot be replaced. They bullied this person of love, body shamed them. Terrible. A starseed, a privileged starseed, or it could have been somebody who thought they were privileged moving against a starseed, a special person, an enemy of a starseed, a legend. A starseed legend, that they told everybody, this troll told everybody that this starseeds are just a conspiracy theory. This narcissist troll wanted the privileged status of a starseed legend. They made themselves their enemy. They got a soul contract. They tried to destroy this person and they were not able to. They're in a Five of Pentacles energy now. Vampire. A vampire. Their house is in ruins. They're confused. They're worried. They got folks talking on either shoulder of their head. They're hesitating. They don't know what to do. They self-sabotaged. They did things that blocked their own success by trying to destroy the gift that was making their life pleasurable. An empath, a sweetheart empath who actually loved them. Who actually loved them. They're sick about it. They fell into a trap. They're very sick. And you deserve a break from this. You're love. You are love. And love deserves a break from this. The shadow is in a trap. The shadow is in a trap. Come on, where are you? Shadow is in a trap. The vampire is, their house is in ruins. Deal with your demons before they deal with you. They're trapped with the shadow. They're sick about it. They don't know what to do. They're trapped now with the shadow. The dark side that this copycat came from. They made a deal with the demon. And now they're in a trap with the demon. They've lost their opportunity for your Ace of Pentacles. They can no longer enjoy the pleasure and the ease of your grace. You're leaving it. And they're stuck in a prison now. They're in this, they're here with the shadow. They pledged their loyalty there. They thought that they were going to swap places with you. And that they were going to get, what, 50% of your light to have a great time while the shadow feasted on the rest. Take it as it resonates. Tinfoil hat. Tinfoil hat. Maybe they're trying to tell everybody that this is a conspiracy theory. They're trying to say that whatever the people are gossiping about, they're trying to chalk it up to a conspiracy theory. Which is like they were told. And they believed that you were just a conspiracy theory. They didn't believe what they were told about you. A Starseed Legend. Look, feral. They have no moral compass. They're vampiric. Triggered. They can't love bomb you or gaslight you anymore. You're like, shadow. No, you're feral. They're in a victim mentality. They're feral. They have no manners. They feel that they can go out there and do whatever they want. You have escaped. And you're taking your money with you. They're in a nightmare. They're feeling hopeless. This whole team was reminiscing about how fun it was to project their own issues onto you and how fun it was. How, you know, they were having a great time siphoning your happiness and your love while body shaming you and criticizing you. And then manipulating consciousness around you to solidify the idea that you didn't have any value. They have to pick up the pieces or they will. Things are very, very rocky for them right now. They owe this merchant their savings because they didn't stay in their own lane, or they're not staying in their own lane. They didn't stay in their own lane. They really went for it. The divine stated months ago that they gambled. They took a risk. They gambled and they've lost you. They thought they were going to trap you, and it didn't work out like that. The star has been rejuvenated, revitalized, and these ones are exhausted now. Their confidence is destroyed. They cannot escape. Nobody sees them as a victim. They're grieving. It didn't work out the way they had planned. Everybody knows that you're a sweetheart, and these ones are getting separated from that sweetheart because they were dominating them, and maybe they could be being dominated right now. Look, they're not a unicorn. There's nothing special about them. They can't dominate. They're being separated. They no longer have the unicorn. They can no longer dominate the unicorn. They're being separated. Bitch. Oh, black square. Doing the minimum. Doing the very, very least that they have to get a gain. A jealous, bitch. Oh, they're mad. They're mad at the Oracle. The Oracle, like red flag, trauma bond. They can shine a light on that and see cult leader. A cult leader needs to take care of themselves. A cult leader, troll, narcissist needs to take care of themselves. They have to go take care of their own damn self. A simp doing the most for somebody who cares the least. This empath is an influencer, and looks like they're getting their land back. Look, a billionaire status. Whoever this star is, they're a Starseed Legend, and there's a show out there for these ones, and it's called Earth Woman. They're apparently, this is they have this gig, you know, that goes throughout the galaxy or whatever. Then it's called Lifetime Story. And the divine stated a little while back that this is your last lifetime story. You are a Starseed Legend. Everybody's watching your lifetime story called Earth Woman right now. You're a sweetheart. These ones really messed up. The Fashion Witch, it's being announced. The Fashion Witch is a snack, or whatever you want to, however you want to look at that. We got Death. The divine stated that, you know, those who were these vampires that had been snacking on you, using you as a battery, your energy, they were feasting on your energy. You were considered a food source, and now they are. And now they are. They're the new fodder, is what the divine stated. You know, words that I don't typically use is, that's how I know it's not my own mind, you know, giving me, you know, fantasies or whatever. So the Hermit's here shining a light on marriage or on the homecoming. Anybody who's trying to pass through the gates, anybody who's trying to pass through the gates is getting the Hermit light shined on them. Those who were of bad teachings, the bad scholar teaching bad teachings, there's forgiveness here. There's like a release of them. Those whose hearts are closed off, those who look at others like just another notch in the headboard, they just go sex them up and then get some sort of a relationship, and then body shame them and be overly critical and just mess them up. You're being shown mercy and kindness, and these people are triggered by it. You no longer care for them. You're letting them go. If they try to sneak into the territory, if they try to pass through the gate, they are seen, they are witnessed, and you're successful. They're triggered by your success. They're triggered by your success, and that the Most High recognizes you and is lifting you out of this mess. You're not alone in this fight anymore. All these people, this whole group of people came against this one sweetheart star who is a being of love. And sun, you have the sun here too. So whether this be somebody else that's with them, or whether this be a sun and a star team, take it as it resonates, they're successful. They know there's no greater goal than to love, and these ones who are just another notch in the headboard are getting cut off. The history is here regarding who gets what, a giving and a receiving. The secrets, somebody's messaging, somebody's delivering the secrets regarding this copycat in the dark side. They cannot love bomb or gaslight you. Justice is being served, and we've got death again. This is over. What was that? A Fashion Witch podcast snack. You know, and this curator keeps talking about the stars as appetizers for their black hole soul. You know, you're not the savior, but your energy is such that, you know, that's what they do, is they feed light beings to this shadow creature, this egregor or whatever, in order to bring balance to their collective soul or whatever. And they're getting told to get effed. It's like, no, very swiftly, there is a rebirth, there is a change. You're very sensitive to these ones. You can tell who they are, and you're not going to mend that connection. They cannot mend the connection here. Because they're deceptive, and they're an empty vessel, and they're associated with a priest bully, and they're told to get effed. Could be telepathically. They're told to get effed because they've been effing with people's minds. Deceiving people. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It has turned. We've got this new beginning. People are gossiping about this enemy having lost his status of privilege to a Starseed Legend. They're hiding. They're avoiding the uncomfortable truth. and they're avoiding social interaction. People are gossiping about it. There's a whole network of people gossiping about it. And we have doubt in the reverse. So there's no doubt. They have no doubt about this Starseed Legend. They're certain that they know now the truth. So this person, this masculine who self-sabotaged in this soul contract is in a Five of Pentacles energy. They're under judgment for trying to sabotage this star sweetheart. Their house is in ruins. This vampire is hesitating. Their house is in ruins. Their house is in ruins over your love. Their house is in ruins. They're hesitating. They're confused by your love. They need your love. You commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. The divine stated that you were too forgiving when it comes to these vampires hurting you, body shaming you, criticizing you, telling you that you needed to fix this or fix that, when you're this beautiful star sweetheart that's making their life grand. They're having a great time, projecting their own insecurities and horrible, horrible practices upon you, making you transmute their own disgusting shadow energy, this dark side energy. They piled it all on you, a being of love. And you're emotionally and otherwise exhausted. Maybe not energetically because you're a bright star being, but emotionally you're exhausted from dealing with all of this and you deserve a break. You're a being of love. They don't know what to do. They're sick. They fell into the trap of this shadow being. They're stuck there. They're stuck there in the darkness, in the dark side. This copycat from the dark side has got this person stuck in the shadows, and there's growth. There's growth. You've expanded in consciousness and awareness. Or maybe this person who is envious of you, they're in grief about your growth. They envy your growth. They're in grief about your growth. And they're stuck in the shadows. They're trapped there. They've lost their opportunity for this Ace of Pentacles. They've missed their chance. They're in suffering and things are collapsing. They're in the middle of a disaster with the Tower reversed. They were overly critical of you. They're feeling your absence now. You're leaving. You're leaving. And they're in prison. They could be in a mental prison. This is a mental prison. They can't stop hearing it. Whatever it is, they're in a mental prison right now. They thought that you were just a conspiracy. They didn't think that this legendary starseed existed. A long time ago, they were saying that the collective was a myth. You weren't supposed to exist. They thought that they had a made you go extinct. Kind of like they talk about the Neanderthals. Some of you have a high percentage of Neanderthal genetics. So your ancestors come from the original line. You're an original. You are not supposed to exist. They're in regret. They're in regret. They can't change the past. They got to make some difficult decisions. They're worried. They're in fear here and having anxiety. The way that you love cannot be replaced. You're irreplaceable. They cannot ever replace you. They're feral. They've gone feral. They have no morals. They have no ethics. They do whatever they want to do. They don't care who they hurt. But you've learned a lot here. Omniscience. You have many, many skills that they did not credit you for. They thought that the Starseed Legend was a myth. And now you have escaped. And you're taking your money with you. You're an abundant, limitless being. You can manifest whatever you desire in this world. And you've got money. You've got your love. And you've got your money. And you are leaving. And you're making sure that you're getting involved with people for the right reasons. Hopes and fears, we've got a Nine of Swords again. Fear and depression for this whole team, reminiscing about the inside jokes of projecting their own insecurities and nastiness onto you, this star, to make you process it. And if you're like me, you had to process a lot of really, really, really bad energy. Energy that feels like fear. Some of these lower vibrational beings, their energy, it feels like fear, but it's just low vibrational energy, vampiric, energy. And now they're feeling it. They're feeling the fear energy because they're trapped in the shadows with this thing that they were trying to escape from. It's like they got a copycat and they made an agreement and they were going to try to help this copycat escape out of the darkness by replacing her with you, putting you in the shadows, and then getting a portion. And it was of your light, of the money, because energy is life, energy is money, energy is wealth. A star being revitalizes and renews. They're like an eternal being, a legendary star sun being. And rather than love you for who you were, they decided to make a deal with the shadow and replace you, and then serve this shadow while they ate 50% of your energy or whatever, and then these two would get 25% each. And I don't know how many times they did this. Loneliness, you know that you're never alone. Or maybe they're going to experience loneliness now. You were in this alone, now they have to go experience loneliness. They're reminiscing about projecting all their nastiness onto you. They did not stay in their own lane. They projected their own stuff out of their own lane onto you, making your life very rocky. And now that's what's happening for them. Everything's falling into pieces. They owe this merchant their savings. And it's like they made a deal or got an advance from this merchant, certain that they were going to be able to stick you in that black hole with this shadow. But now they got loneliness. Or maybe they feel like they're alone, but it feels like they're not alone. Like there could be, this dark side stuff could be like in their head, with this hesitation, like those little angels there on either shoulder. They got stuff going on here. They're in a mental prison. So they're stuck in their head. They can't shut it off. Probably like you weren't able to. They're hesitating. They don't know what to do. The truth is out about what they did. You're a star, you've rejuvenated, you've revitalized, and their confidence is destroyed. They cannot escape. Nobody sees them as a victim. They're grieving. It didn't work out the way that they had imagined. You are a sweetheart, and they could not trap the unicorn. They're being separated from the unicorn, and they are being dominated. The unicorn, a myth, right? They couldn't trap you. They're being separated from you because they were dominating you. But it's like they're being dominated now. Look, a lie. There's something kind of a lie. Something was a lie. They're being separated from this special Starseed Legend unicorn because they're not it. They're prideful people. Pride. So they want forgiveness. You're an empathic person, and they want your forgiveness. They want to get in touch with your gratitude. Or maybe you are grateful for the adversity that they presented to you, because now you can bring a change. All of the information everything that they did to you, all of the tactics, all of the dark places that you have visited in Shadowland and the astral, while this was going on, they pulled you here and pulled you there and tried to stick you there. You could have gotten shot in the shadows. I mean, all kinds of nasty things happen over there, right? But there's a change here because you survived. You've got the information that can develop a change. And now they don't know what to do. Indecision and fear. Why? Because you trust the inner voice and you possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. You have a healthy self-esteem. You trust your inner voice or your psychic connections, and you're attracted to people who serve your higher good, relationships that are healthy. It could be that they are here now, friendships, calling judgment on what has happened to you. You're choosing to focus on the lighter side of life here, keeping your spirits up. And these ones need to surrender your purpose. This is your purpose. You are here as the influencer. Your job is to teach, not these ones. This is a dark side copycat who's projecting nastiness into the world. This is no teacher. They've got this, where'd that card go? They've got, this is an upside down scholar. This is a teacher from the dark side, and they wanted to replace you, a star being, sweetheart, so that they could put their dark side scholarly teachings into the world and blame you for it. Present themselves as you and then blame you for it. This happy, beautiful being that is here to teach balance and discipline. Patience, everything happens in divine order, and you knew that. I know that the only thing that was ever asked of me was patience. And it was tough, man, I'll tell you that. But you got denial here. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So you acknowledged your fear, replaced it with the insight of awareness, and gave yourself peace. You brought peace to yourself. It's like, yes, fear. Well, I don't know. If you were like me, then you were studying the feeling of fear. And it's like, wait a minute, is this actually fear? Or is this just the energy of a shadow being in my toroidal field? And that's what I concluded. Fear is the presence of a shadow being in the energetic field. Or, you know, something crazy could have went on. But now these people are all in fear with the moon energy. They've been defeated, and now they're in fear. They don't know what to do, and they're sick. I'll tell you why. Because that shadowy energy is real, real bad. Real, real bad. So you're releasing the beliefs that no longer assist in your soul's growth. You're releasing those who are guilty of moving against you. They have failed to take you out and to replace you because you are courageous. And your inner strength has caused you perseverance and given you your freedom. You're free from this. They have to accept the things they cannot change. You're a being of service. You are here to share your wisdom and your knowledge through walking through challenging situations such as this, through sharing the things that you did in order to overcome it. These ones are really, really worried because they didn't get the teaching position. They're not able to teach these upside down scholarly, shadowy teachings. They're mad. They're mad about it. This is a long live stream, but let's just go ahead and pull another card, I guess. Maybe live stream should be a little longer. So you're shining a light on those who are trying to come through the gate, this homecoming. You're making sure that this dark teaching is released. Those who have their heart closed off and they look at others as just another notch in the headboard are triggered because you are successful here. You're successfully released from this situation. The Most High has brought you, given you the hand and said, "Come forth, daughter," or son, whatever. I don't know if that's what it sounds like. So, yeah, and they're triggered. They can't sneak past the freaking gate because you see very, very clearly who they are. You're very sensitive. You can tell. Oh, they're yelling. They're mad at you. They're unhappy, and they want you to feel as bad as they do. Oh, yes, they do. They're so angry. Their heart is closed off. They're just another notch in the headboard kind of guy or gal, and they're so angry because you're a being of love, and you're not letting them through the gate. You're like, no. I don't want you in my house. They need a safe space, and you're the safe space, but they tried to destroy you. They tried to destroy your faith and your sense of self-worth. And now they need you. So there's a history here, and there is a sharing of the wealth. Like whatever you put out is getting amplified and brought back to you. And you know, that's the weirdest thing. It's like whatever you invest in is what you grow, right? Whatever you invest in is what earns interest as time goes by. And they were investing into sabotaging you. They made a whole bunch of investments there. They were projecting all of their own negativity on you while siphoning out your goodness, this vampire, and they thought for sure that you would be seen as nothing more than the projections of an entire group of people. Many people were projecting their shadow onto you. So the secrets are out. Somebody's given the message to the dark side. Copycat is getting justice. They cannot love bomb you or gaslight you. That is death. There's death there. It could be an ending or it could be a literal death. Oh, take it. As it resonates, we've got goodbye. Goodbye. There's death. It's over. The time has come to part ways. Very swiftly, there is a rebirth here. You're very, very sensitive, and you're not mending the connection with these ones. They're an empty vessel, deceptive Jezebel or gigolo. Take it as it resonates. You've got a bully priest here using upside down scholarly information to try to make your life so very difficult. And now you might be telepathically sending them a message. Or maybe they're just like, maybe their mind is effed now. Maybe because they mess with so many people's minds, now their mind is effed up. Which could be. It could be that they're having some serious issues because they're in a mental prison. Yeah, religious witchery, that mental programming, religious witchery. They wanted to put all of their shadow onto you, project it all onto you, and then rebuke you. And that's just so funny, man. That they would try to put all that nastiness on you and then rebuke you. That's so weird. It's like, dude, all this I've been listening to is coming from you. Maybe they rebuked themselves. Bad news. Bad news. Their mind is effed. Their mind is effed. They are getting nothing but bad news streaming through their mind. Overly critical. They may be getting a stream of thought like maybe you had to live through. A stream of thought that body shamed you, that painted you with all of these projected nastiness, you know? They love calling people a prostitute. They love programming others in your general area to approach you as though you are worthless. Your own family will probably treat you like that because they're programmed to validate the subliminal messaging. We've got career. So this starseed is a legendary you are legendary. You may be doing this work all over. Now, years and years ago, maybe in 2018, there's a gal that said, you know, the stars who are here right now, that the work that you are doing right here now with this suffering and gathering information and sharing the love and stuff, that you've done this for other planetary systems. So this isn't your first rodeo. Somebody wants to say, I'm sorry. They're in a Five of Pentacles stuff here. They've lost. They're your enemy. Everybody knows it. They're trying to hide themselves. They sabotage their own soul contract, being a vampire, and now they don't know what to do. Their mind is messed up. I don't know if this is the priest who's ran away or if this is just a masculine that the priest was using to help this deceptive little copycat dark side Jezebel move against you. He sabotaged his own soul contract with the star sweetheart. a being of love that was here, probably truly loved them. And he decided it was better to try to destroy this love. Now they need a small favor. They need your love. Of course they need a small favor. But that small favor is a willing connection and permission to be in the energy, right? So of course this vampire needs a small favor. They need this connection. They've been defeated here with the Five of Swords. They tried to steal from you. They hurt you in a bad way. They mocked you. Everybody else was so much more pretty. You were the cake, and they settled for crumbs while telling you that you were the crumbs. And they drained everything from you, you know, so you probably felt like it, you know, in your life. Look, now they want to apologize. They're sick. They don't know what to do. They're in a trap with the shadow. They're in grief, this envious person. They could have a growth on them, like some sort of a shadow attachment. They want to apologize. They lost their opportunity to steal your Ace of Pentacles. They're in regret. They're suffering a collapse. They might be overly critical right now. They could have a stream of thought running through their mind that is criticizing them, that is shaming them. They're feeling your absence. You were just a conspiracy theory. They didn't think that you actually existed. You're leaving. You've taken it as far as you can go, and they're in a mental prison. They're in the mental prison that they tried to trap you in. And they're desperate. It's a desperate situation. And it's difficult to live through. Two of Swords, deadlock. They don't know what to do. They got to make some difficult decisions. They're in a Nine of Swords energy out here twice. You were irreplaceable. You are irreplaceable. The way you love cannot be matched. And you've learned a lot. You're omniscient. These ones are in a victim mentality. They're feral. They have no morals. They have no ethics. They have no self-control. You have escaped this. You're taking your money and your limitless potential with you. All these ones want revenge. They want revenge on you. Why? Because you lived. Because they couldn't destroy you. They're envious. And they want revenge over what? Omniscience. Over your omniscience. Over the fact that you are a Starseed Legend. They want to eat your heart is what they want to do. They were projecting everything onto you. Reminiscing about how fun it was. Leaving you alone. This whole team of people projecting every foul deed and every foul thought onto you that would belong to them. They did not stay in their own lane. They came right in and put that on you and forced you to carry that burden. They made life very rocky for you, and now their life is going to be very rocky. Things are falling apart for them, and they owe this merchant their savings. It's like they got an advance. Like they were given an advance and they could not meet the contractual agreement. Greed. They owe this merchant their savings. They were pursuing wealth and power with no regard for ethical or moral boundaries. You're the star. You have rejuvenated. There has been a rebirth for you, and these ones are exhausted. Their confidence is destroyed. They cannot escape. Nobody sees them as a victim. They're a liar, and they're grieving. It didn't work out the way they had imagined. You're the sweetheart, and they're being separated from you. They're not seen as a special unicorn. They couldn't trap the unicorn. They're being separated from the unicorn, and they're being dominated. They were trying to dominate you, and now it's back on them. Look, you're about ready to check in somewhere, and you are welcomed. You are welcomed. You're checking in to a safe space where your presence is appreciated. Oh, and again, we got, I'm sorry. They went, I'm sorry. But that's a lie. They're just, right now they're scrambling. They're trying to say whatever. They got all this stuff going on in their head. They're really messed up. But they're still greedy. I love you and I only want to add happiness to your life. I'm sorry. That's a lie. It's a lie. That's what they said when they got the contract. That's a lie. You're making travel plans? They took unsolicited advice. They were trying to give you unsolicited advice with this overly critical stuff, offering solutions for non-existent problems. They think you're a nuisance, but they feel obligated to associate with you. They want to give you some advice. So they want to take you out on a date. Why? So they can get some information, so they can hear you talk, maybe record it. That way they can use your words to gaslight the people around you, to alter their perception of reality. They want to use a connection in order to vilify you. There's something they need to get off of their chest. They're hiding their true intentions. They don't actually care about your well-being. They may come forward and say, I'm sorry, I love you, but honesty is in the reverse. They want to dominate you, but they're being separated from you. They sabotaged you, or they sabotaged themselves trying to sabotage you. They're curious about your health. How did you do it? How did you get through it? Now they got to walk the walk. The walk the walk. The walk the walk that they told you. Now you're going to have to walk the walk. You probably came up with a lot of good solutions over the years, implementing them to try to bring yourself up out of this darkness that they were trying to stuff you in, push you back down in, push you back down in, push you back down in. The empathy that you once had for them is in the past. It's gone. They killed it. That's the only thing they were able to unalive, was the empathy that you felt for them, the love that you once had for them. You're emotionally exhausted and you deserve a break from this. You're a being of love. You're a sweetheart. But these ones have proved who they are. They're so awful. And that 9 of Swords nightmare that they wanted you in, they're in it ×2. So whether that be one for the copycat and one for the one who lured you into a contract falsely, they need some advice. The divine told them just recently that they needed to seek what, sage advice or something, because their savior didn't save them. Anyway, they need the sage advice. They need a safe space. They came after you and they thought it was real funny, but now they need your help. You were the one who made it okay, and they tried to destroy you. So the divine feminine stated that they lost their dream come true when they came for you. They could have had it all. They could have had legendary love and light and greatness, but they chose to serve this shadow. They chose it. And now they're desperate because you're leaving. The conspiracy theory is leaving. The Starseed Legend is out of here. And they're left in a mental prison. Well, I hope that this brings clarification to something that you all already intuitively knew. It seems to me that the collective story is winding down, that it soon there will be a bifurcation or a trifurcation. And I don't know if that's actual timeline separations or if it's all mental, because everything is mental. And so it could just be that we're all entering a different mental vibration or frequency. You know, some are stuck in the South Node area, and some are climbing up into the crown area. You know, the dark side who had been playing in your mind for all that time may have been separated. They're getting separated. They're getting separated from this unicorn. Like they no longer have connection to this unicorn. And it looks like they don't really have connection to each other either. It could be that this is all social media. Like maybe they can't get into your accounts anymore. They're trying to find you. They can't find this unicorn. You're the sweetheart. And they're being dominated. Somebody's dominating them. Or they're being separated from this unicorn for trying to dominate them. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Should I pull some more? Let's just pull. Got a whole bunch of cards. Why not? It's alive. We'll just pull one more. Yeah, tower. They're in a tower. They're in a tower. Everything's falling apart. They're not going to get through the gate. They're very unhappy that you can see them. And the moon, they're in fear here. They're trying to be deceptive. They're trying to walk silently through the gate. They're being quiet as a mouse. But you can see them. Look, because the Hierophant is here. Or the Hermit. Again, the Hermit is here, shining a light on it. So you can see what they got going on. You can see the truth of who they are. The history is all there. It's all there in their energy field. You can see it. And they're getting what they gave. They're getting their return. A generous return for the secrets that they had going on. Somebody is spilling the secrets. There's a messenger here regarding the copycat dark side. Perhaps this person has spilled the secrets. That's justice. They cannot love and gaslight you. We got the Death card here, and goodbye. And Ace of Swords, truth. The truth is out. Yeah, so the messenger, somebody has told the secrets. Somebody's told the truth. And it could very well be this copycat who is in the dark side. They may have spilled the beans. They got caught. They got caught. And there's no more loving and gaslighting. There's death here and goodbye. So I don't know what happened there, but this copycat in the dark side, the truth is out. Very quickly, there's a rebirth here. You're very sensitive and you're not mending that connection. This person is a deceptive, empty vessel. And we've got a priest here who is a bully. And you're telling them to get effed. Or maybe they are effed in their mental body. And that's bad news. They got some seriously bad news. And maybe they got a bad news, like a stream, a repeat of a recording, you know, that repeats itself over and over and over in their mind. Overly critical, body shaming them, bullying them, just like they did you. You're transitioning out of here. You're moving away from this trauma. You're like, out of here. I'm out of here. There's a rebirth. You're very sensitive and you are strong. You're strong and you're leaving. Very compassionate and brave. The wheel has turned and we have new beginnings here that people are talking about. There's a whole network of people talking about this. Somebody decided to make themselves your enemy, Starseed Legend. Somebody of privilege. Or maybe there's no doubt that you are the being of privilege. You are the one that gave them what turned their life into a status of privilege. The Starseed Legend is the career, is the one that belongs in the career. The Starseed Legend is the teacher. Temperance Empress, 10 of freaking cups. Starseed Legend. Teacher. The teacher of love. The teacher of union. The teacher of family. Happy endings. The Empress. Temperance. 10 of freaking cups. Starseed Legend. There's no doubt everybody sees that you are the one who belongs in this status of privilege. Somebody's trying to avoid it. They are hiding in the woods or something. 5 of Pentacles. They've lost everything. They're under judgment here. They self-sabotaged their own soul contract. Their house is in ruins. This vampire is hesitating. They don't know what to do. They want to ask love for a small favor. 3 of Pentacles. They want to ask love for a small favor. They may want to ask this loving person to work with them. Let's be friends. Let's work together. Any kind of a relationship at all is what this vampire needs. It doesn't matter what kind of a relationship, just as long as it's a willing, energetic connection. This is a bully and a 5 of Swords energy. They have lost. They tried to win at all costs. They were body shaming you. They're in fear and illusion. They don't know what to do. They're sick about this. You are a being of love, emotionally exhausted, and you deserve a break now. They have fallen into a trap with the shadow. This envious person may have a growth, or they're envious of your growth, and they're in grief about it because you are still an Ace of Cups love. You're an Ace of Cups love. You're the irreplaceable love. You're the sweetheart that made everything okay. Star, sun. Oh, and we got death here. It's over. It's over. They're going to be living a life of scarcity, and we've got abandonment here. So it's over. They've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed. They've lost their opportunity. They're in suffering. They're in collapse. They're in regret. They can't change the past. We've got absence. They're feeling your absence. They were offering solutions to non-existent problems, or they were creating problems by offering solutions that were unnecessary. They were playing with people's minds. They're desperate. You were supposed to be a conspiracy theory. You weren't supposed to exist. But now you've taken it as far as you can, and you're leaving. You're leaving them in a mental prison. And we've got 8 of Wands in the reverse. Now they have to wait it out. It's a waiting game now. Now they have to just wait it out. This mental prison, I don't know. I hope that it doesn't last for 22 years. I hope that they can get through it. 2 of Swords, deadlock. They're in an 9 of Swords, worry and fear. The way you love is irreplaceable. This envious person wants revenge. They want revenge. Why? Because they're in a 9 of Swords energy. You are irreplaceable with the love that you have. You're omniscient. And these ones are in victim mentality. They're feral. They're all feral. Or maybe they think that you're feral. You refuse to obey the rules. You're omniscient. You have escaped with your limitless, abundant being, and you're taking your money with you. And we've got the World here. This is a completion. This is the completion of 7 of Wands energy. This is a completion of you having to stand up for yourself. It's over. They want revenge. They're feeling like a victim because you didn't perish. They want revenge because you have a 9 of Cups accomplishment. 9 of Cups, abundant, limitless being. You have escaped. Love has offered you an escape. You did not stop loving. Even when the world was body shaming you and criticizing you and trying to strip you of your wealth, you did not stop loving. You turned your love inside, and you found the entire universe there who also loved you. Just like you. If you tell the universe, if you show the universe how love works, you know, love can pull you up out of the most terrible nightmare. With patience. Queen of Wands. So they're in anxiety and fear. This whole group of people are reminiscing about you being alone. You were all alone, man. And they were greedy and they were projecting their whole crap onto you. A whole group of people were projecting all of that nastiness onto you. And now they're concerned because life is getting real rocky for them. Things have fallen into pieces and they owe this merchant their whole life savings. Everything that they have, they owe to this merchant. Because you are the Queen of Wands. You survived. You got this zest for life and you're remaining, you're focusing on the lighter side of life. You're remaining high-minded, not in hoity-toity, I'm better than thou, but in I'm a loving being of light. And, you know, life is good. You're grateful for even those challenges because it makes you understand this starseed legend that you are. Like no normal person could do that. You're an Empress, 10 of Cups, Temperance, starseed legend who's a sweetheart star. Loving being. And they tried to stick you in the shadow. That's wild. Now these guys are they're defeated. Again, 5 of Swords. So they're defeated in this conflict that they were trying to push off onto this sweetheart. They're grieving. It didn't work out the way that they had planned. Nobody sees them as a victim. You have got the Chariot here. You've got control. You've got your victory. And there's a 3 of Cups celebration here. For this sweetheart. They could not trap the unicorn. They're being separated from this unicorn, this special mythological legend. You are taking a break with the 4 of Swords energy before you come into your 9 of Pentacles. You're successful. You're taking a break. You're wondering, you're making plans for the future. What are you going to do with these 9 Pentacles? That the Hierophant and the High Priestess. Look, what are you going to do with all those pentacles? You've got the Hierophant and the High Priestess here connected. Morality, ethics. Empress, Temperance, Starseed Legend, High Priestess, Star, Sweetheart. The way you love is irreplaceable. Nobody can match it. You are love, 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 love. We've got love, 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 sweetheart. You're the freaking sweetheart. You got a new job here with the Page of Pentacles. It could be that you're making plans for a new job, or maybe it's your job to, I don't know. We've got soulmates and partnerships here. 2 of Cups unions. Maybe that's your job, is to look, shine the light. The Hermit came out twice. Maybe it's your job to examine people's intentions before they're permitted to have a contract. You know, decades ago, I think that like people had to have blood tests to make sure that their genetics were compatible for childbirth. They had to go over like counseling to see, you know, what their mindset was. If they had a maturity level that was sufficient for each other and the union, were they going to be able to stick it out together and raise the children, you know, in a secure and stable manner? I mean, maybe this is what we're coming back to. King of Swords, mental clarity, restoring balance with the 2 of Pentacles. There's heartbreak with the 3 of Swords. Somebody's having depression. They're in the 8 of Swords energy. They're feeling victimized. They're in victim mentality because you refused to quit, because they couldn't trap you, unalive you. They're in a victim mentality. The Emperor is here, cutting them off with the 4 of Cups. The new fathers of this new chapter, the Emperor he's like, you're out of here. Get out, go on. And it's time to heal. It's time to heal. It's time for the community to heal. And we've got the Ace of Wands. So it's a new beginning. and a 10 of Wands. So it's a new beginning and an end. So you've got the new beginning and the end with the 10 of Wands, the Alpha Omega. And we got the Hermit here again, shining a light on the wealth and the inheritance. All of these opportunities or fantasies regarding this Six of Wands triumph. Oh, you've got a triumph here. Six of Wands, triumph, public recognition. And then you've got whoever this was that betrayed you with this chaos and competition. They are in a Ten of Swords energy. They are utterly defeated by the sun. By the sun. King of Wands energy. Utterly defeated. And there's a coming home. A coming home with the Four of Wands energy and the Ace of Pentacles, stability. Yep. So stability is back in the home. The homes will be stable. The homes will be a safe place for the spouses and for the children. Stable, secure, safe. Well, I hope that this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody.